was raining, but it stopped, so I got a quick flight, unfortunately, anyways. And what did I read today? How about this one? In terms of a drone flight, so somebody was apparently arrested where you would think, I guess they would know better in certain circumstances. This one here says, seafarers risk arrest from using drones. Seafarers need to be careful deploying drones while in port, even in seemingly friendly liberal nations. A new report from Guard and P&L Club details how a ship's officer of one of its members' vessels was recently arrested, fined, and at risk of being deported from Norway for flying his personal drone over a commercial port in Norway where the vessel was berthed. Whilst the officer in the above case was a European national, several Russian citizens have also been detained in Norway for flying drones near certain sites, including oil platforms and airports. An individual with dual Russian and British citizenship was jailed for flying a drone in Svalbard. Makes you wonder what he was flying for. Did he just want to capture the scenery, for example? But again, you would think that person would know better, I suppose, in terms of someone that's constantly traveling to different places. It says Norwegian and other national authorities take these matters very seriously in the current geopolitical climate, and a number of foreign nationals have already been deported for flying drones in various locations around Norway. Guard noted in an update to members, the risks involved in flying and carrying drones on board vessels are not new. Back in 2016, a vessel entered the Guard was detained following the launch of a drone to photograph the vessel proceeding through the Suez Canal. In 2022, Guard's local correspondent in Egypt reported an increase in cases where seafarers were being detained for carrying prohibited items such as drones and other suspicious electronic devices in their luggage when embarking or disembarking ships in the country. And of course, they say to fly a drone for personal or professional use in Norway, the equipment must be registered and necessary exams taken. Drones must always be flown below 120 meters from the ground, and the drone must be kept within the controller's line of sight at all times. And that's one of those things when you travel to different places too, there are regulations and stuff that are so different everywhere, where in a lot of cases people just say, okay, I'm leaving the drone at home because there's just too much hysteria and stuff around the tech and stuff currently anyways, even when people are just using it for a camera. With that thought, actually, in terms of things like regulations, for a lot of companies, they're actually getting held back because their regulations are so behind. And how about this one? Was kind of interesting. This one here says, UK seeks to fast track AI drone innovation with new office. The UK is opening an office to speed up approvals of novel technologies, including drones and pest-resistant crops, as part of a plan to improve the business climate ahead of a major government investment summit. The new body, called the Regulatory Innovation Office, is designed to reduce the time entrepreneurs wait to get the inventions to market and streamline the regulatory hurdles they must deal with, the UK Department for Science, Innovation and Technology said in a statement on Tuesday. It goes on to say, Kyle first proposed a new office during this year's election campaign. Initially, it will focus on reviewing tech from 4 fields: space, artificial intelligence used in healthcare, autonomous vehicles and drones, and synthetic biology to create new products like cleaner fuels or cultivated meat. The government is working with the Food Standards Agency to streamline approvals for food alternatives developed from lab-grown cells, Kyle said, adding that the body plans to work with other regulators in the future. It's kind of interesting with that meat part anyways. I believe there's some places that are actually banning fake meat, if that's what you want to call it, the ones that are made out of vegetables and all that. But at the same time, with this, in terms of trying to reduce regulatory hurdles and all that, it makes me think of that situation where, okay, you created the problem by creating all these regulations that don't make sense for a lot of people, and now you're trying to fix what you broke. That's what it feels like anyways, but it's better than nothing, I suppose, for people, huh? And in terms of breaking things, lots of news still about hurricanes and stuff in the US, where apparently there's one going to hit Florida and there's already an evacuation alert. But it's just kind of crazy seeing the pictures and videos of this one in particular, where there's apparently space videos of how it looks from above. This one here says, tracking Hurricane Milton, millions told to evacuate from worst storm in 100 years to hit Florida. U.S. forecasters are warning of destructive waves, devastating winds, and flash flooding through the week as Hurricane Milton makes its way from the Yucatan Peninsula towards Florida. Milton is expected to grow in size and reach the west coast of Florida on Wednesday as a Category 3 storm, with wind speeds between 180 to 210 kilometers an hour, saying, quote, "This is an extremely life-threatening situation," reads the U.S. National Hurricane Center Tuesday morning advisory. And then with all the updates, for example, I mean, if that's not crazy enough, 180 to 210 kilometers, it says Hurricane Milton is nearing a Category 5 storm again after picking up speed on Tuesday afternoon. Wind speeds increased to 155 miles per hour or 250 kilometers an hour. According to the U.S. National Hurricane Center, a storm becomes a Category 5 once it reaches 157 miles per hour or 253 kilometers an hour. Again, it's crazy just seeing all the visuals. Hopefully people did evacuate and that they recover afterwards in terms of all the property losses and all that, huh? All right, see you guys later.